Most people are dying with their dreams still inside of them. The world is full of untapped potential, dreams never realized, ambitions never pursued. And why is that? Because somewhere along the way, we've been taught to wait for the perfect moment, that mythical time when everything aligns. Let me be clear, there is no perfect moment. The perfect moment is a lie. If you want wealth, if you want success, you don't wait for the stars to align. You decide to take action. You decide that today is the day. And let me warn you, this will not be easy. It will not be comfortable. It will require you to face your own fears, your own doubts, and that part of you that wants to stay comfortable. Comfort is your enemy. Success is a battle, not a wish. You will lose some battles, but if you keep fighting, you'll win the war. Wealth is not handed to anyone on a silver platter. It's earned, and it's earned through your decisions. How many of you are ready to make those decisions? Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Listen, there's a reason most people fail to succeed. They never really decide. They never make the decision to get up, get moving, and get it done. They give in to distractions. They let fear hold them back, and they think, there's always more time. But time, my friends, doesn't wait. The moment you hesitate, you're already losing. So let me give you a hard truth. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision you haven't made yet. That decision to work harder, that decision to stay disciplined, that decision to get up and fight for your future, the longer you wait to make it, the further success will move from you. The clock is ticking, and time doesn't care about your excuses. Are you going to let another day slip by, another opportunity pass you by? Or are you going to wake up and take control of your future today? Your mind is truly the greatest asset you possess. If you think about it, all wealth, success, and accomplishments begin in your mind. The thoughts you entertain today are what shape your reality tomorrow. That's why it's critical to guard your mind just as you would guard your most prized possession. The old saying goes, stand guard at the door of your mind. Imagine that, standing as a vigilant sentinel, making sure only the right thoughts are allowed to enter. You see, the world around us is constantly bombarding us with negativity. It's everywhere. On the news, in conversations, in the struggles we face every day. If we aren't careful, we start absorbing all of it. We start believing the lies, the doubts, the excuses. But here's the thing, those negative thoughts will never get you anywhere. They will only weigh you down, prevent you from moving forward, and limit the potential you have within you. Take a moment and think about the kind of thoughts you allow into your mind. Are they empowering or are they defeating? Are they uplifting or are they dragging you into a pit of self-doubt and fear? If you feed your mind with negativity, guess what? Your life will reflect it. You'll always be stuck in a cycle of defeat, waiting for the world to change, when the truth is, the change must start with you. But when you fill your mind with powerful, positive ideas, it's a whole different story. It's like planting seeds in fertile soil. When you plant seeds of wisdom, ambition, and belief, they start to grow slowly but surely into something beautiful. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's a universal law. You become what you think about. If you consistently feed your mind with success-driven thoughts, then success will begin to take root in your life. For example, I can remember a time in my own life when things weren't going as planned. I had so many setbacks, and there were days when I doubted my own ability to succeed. But I made the decision to guard my mind fiercely. I realized that if I didn't change the way I thought, I'd never change the way I lived. I surrounded myself with books, podcasts, and people who inspired me, and slowly I started to see a shift in my life. It wasn't overnight, but over time my thoughts changed, and so did my circumstances. Think about someone you admire, maybe a successful entrepreneur or leader. What do they have in common? I can almost guarantee that they are masters of their minds. They've learned to guard their thoughts, to filter out the noise, and to focus on the ideas and beliefs that serve their success. It's no accident that their lives reflect their mindset. Your mind is like a garden. If you let weeds of negativity and self-doubt grow unchecked, your entire life will be overrun. But when you actively choose to plant seeds of possibility, ambition, and faith, you will see those seeds bloom into success, wealth, and fulfillment. So, protect your mind. Stand guard at that door every day. Be vigilant about the ideas you allow to take root. Feed it the best thoughts, the kind that make you believe in yourself and your dreams. Fill it with the wisdom of those who have gone before you and the vision of what could be. Because when you do that, you will find that success isn't something that just happens to a few people. It's something that happens to anyone who guards their mind and cultivates the right thoughts. Money, or the lack of it, is often seen as an external factor, something that's either in abundance or scarce, but here's a powerful truth. Money is merely a reflection of your mindset. It's not the sole factor determining your success or failure. It's how you think about money that will dictate your financial outcome. This is where the major key to your better future comes in. You. Think about it. Where you are today financially is a direct result of your mindset. If you've been struggling with money, it's not because of bad luck or misfortune. It's because of the way you've been thinking about money. Poor people often rely on luck, waiting for some stroke of fortune to change their lives, but rich people don't leave things to chance. They understand the principle of cause and effect. They know that money is a result of value, hard work, and smart decisions. Wealth isn't just something that happens. It's something you build with the right mindset. When I first started, I didn't have much. There were days when I looked at my bank account and felt like I had no chance of building anything substantial. But I realized something important. I had to change the way I thought. It wasn't just about working harder or longer hours. It was about working smarter. It was about changing my beliefs around money and success. People who struggle financially often have a mindset that sees money as scarce. They believe that there's never enough to go around, and they start to develop an unhealthy relationship with wealth. They fear it, resent it, or think it's only for the lucky few. But when you shift your mindset to one of abundance, where you see money as a tool to create more value, more opportunities, and more wealth, you open the door to endless possibilities. Let me give you a personal example. When I made the decision to invest in my own personal development, things started to shift. I stopped seeing money as something to be hoarded or feared. Instead, I began seeing it as a resource to create value. I started reading, learning, and taking action on the information I consumed. I believed that money would follow the value I provided, and as I began offering more value, more money came into my life. It was the law of cause and effect at work. Let's take another example from history. Think about Henry Ford. When he built the first car for the masses, he didn't wait for luck to bring him success. He had a mindset that focused on solving problems and creating value. He believed that money was a byproduct of helping others and creating solutions. And that mindset turned Ford Motor Company into one of the wealthiest businesses in the world. This same principle applies to you. If you want to change your financial situation, you must first change the way you think about money. Stop thinking of money as something you have to chase or wait for. Start seeing it as a natural result of creating value, solving problems, and working with purpose. To make a change, you must adopt a new mindset. Once you shift your thinking from scarcity to abundance, from luck to cause and effect, your actions will align with your new mindset. Opportunities will present themselves. You'll start to see the world differently through a lens of possibility, not limitation. In the end, it's simple. The amount of money you earn is directly linked to how you think about it. Change your mindset and your financial situation will follow. You have the power to shape your future by changing your thoughts. The major key to your better future is you, and that starts with the way you think about wealth. You've probably heard it before, but it's worth repeating. Excuses destroy more dreams than failure ever will. Failure? That's just a temporary setback, a lesson to learn from. But excuses, they keep you stuck. They paralyze you. They hold you in a state of perpetual inaction, convincing you that now's not the right time, that circumstances aren't perfect, that you need more resources or more support. But here's the truth. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. The choice is yours. I've seen it countless times, people with enormous potential, capable of greatness, but they never move forward because they're too busy making excuses. I'm too young, they say. I don't have enough experience. The economy's not right. I need more money to get started. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that your dreams are dependent on the perfect set of circumstances. But that's not how success works. It never has been and it never will be. The successful don't wait for everything to fall into place. They act, regardless of the obstacles in their way. Take a look at any successful person throughout history. They didn't wait for ideal conditions. They didn't wait for the right moment. They acted when the odds were stacked against them, when they didn't have everything they needed, when they faced doubt and uncertainty. The difference between winners and losers? Losers find excuses. I'll give you an example from my own life. When I first got started in my career, I didn't have the luxury of waiting for the perfect time. I was broke, overwhelmed, and uncertain of where to begin. But I knew this one thing. I couldn't afford to sit around and wait for things to line up. I didn't have the resources, the connections, or the experience I needed, but I did have one thing: determination. And that's what kept me moving forward, one small step at a time. The road wasn't easy. I faced rejection, failure, and doubt, but every time I encountered an obstacle, I didn't make an excuse. I found a way to keep going. I learned that the key to success is not in avoiding failure or hardship. It's in embracing it, learning from it, and moving forward despite it. The successful people I admired weren't special because they never faced difficulties. They were special because they didn't let those difficulties stop them. You see, excuses are a way of giving up without really trying. They allow you to settle for mediocrity without having to face the truth. When you make an excuse, you're telling yourself that you're not capable of achieving your goal. You're giving yourself permission to stay where you are, to keep accepting the status quo. But if you truly want success, if you truly want to build wealth, you must stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect time doesn't exist. The stars will never align. If you keep waiting for everything to be just right, you'll never start. And if you never start, you'll never finish. I've learned this lesson the hard way, and it's one that I hope you'll learn early. Excuses are the silent killers of dreams. They make you believe that your circumstances are holding you back, when in reality, it's your own mind that's stopping you. So when you find yourself thinking, I'll do it tomorrow, or I don't have enough time, or I'm not ready yet, remind yourself that those are just excuses, that the lies that keep you from reaching your full potential. If you really want something, whether it's wealth, success, or happiness, then find a way to make it happen. There is always a way, always. It might not be the easiest way, and it may require you to make sacrifices, but the difference between where you are now and where you want to be is the distance between finding solutions and making excuses. Stop waiting for the perfect time, because it doesn't exist. Start now, find a way, and keep moving forward. Because when you stop making excuses, you open the door to a future where anything is possible. You see, we live in a world where too many people wait around for life to be fair. They wait for someone to give them the break they think they deserve, or for the world to magically give them the life they dream of. But the truth is, no one owes you anything. The world doesn't care about your dreams, your plans, or your struggles. It doesn't owe you wealth just because you want it. It doesn't owe you success just because you've been working hard for a little while. And it doesn't owe you happiness just because you think you deserve it. When I first started out, I remember the temptation to wish it were easier. It's a common thought. If only things were a little easier, I'd be able to reach my goals. If only I had more money, more connections, more time. But here's the secret that I learned over the years. Wishing things were easier doesn't get you anywhere. Instead of wishing for an easier path, wish that you were better. Because the quality of your life, the level of your success, and the amount of wealth you accumulate all come down to one thing: the person you become. You don't become successful by wishing for it or by complaining about the circumstances you're in. You become successful by raising your standards, by putting in the work, and by developing the skills, the mindset, and the habits that make you worthy of success. If you want wealth, you have to become the kind of person who attracts wealth. If you want success, you have to become the kind of person who is willing to work for it, day in and day out. Success doesn't come to the person who waits for it to fall from the sky. It comes to the person who puts in the effort, who grows, who learns, and who takes responsibility for their own future. There was a time in my life when I thought success was something that just happened to a select few. I thought there were lucky people out there who stumbled upon opportunities while I was left working hard with nothing to show for it. But that's a lie. Successful people don't wait for luck to find them. They create their own luck by becoming the person who is prepared for success when it comes. They put in the work, they invest in themselves, and they focus on improving their skills every single day. They don't hope for an easy road. They take the hard road and make it work. You must take full responsibility for where you are in life and stop waiting for someone to change your circumstances. No one is coming to give you anything. You've got to earn it. If you want a life that's full of opportunity, you have to take action. If you want wealth, you have to earn it. If you want happiness, you have to create it yourself. It's easy to sit around and blame the world, blame other people, or blame your circumstances. But that doesn't change anything. The moment you accept that you are the creator of your own future, everything changes. Your mind shifts from waiting for something to happen to realizing that you can make things happen. Working hard is important, no doubt about it. But here's a crucial point that many people miss. Working hard on the right things is where the magic happens. You see, it's not just about putting in the hours, it's about putting in the right kind of effort. The real secret to success is not just about working harder. It's about working harder on yourself. Most people focus their energy solely on their jobs. They wake up early, they show up on time, they put in their hours, and they do what's required to meet expectations. But that's where they stop. They think that showing up and working hard will eventually bring them success. And while that's important, it's only part of the equation. The key to achieving extraordinary success is to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Think about that for a moment. If you spend more time developing your skills, your mindset, your knowledge, and your personal growth than you do simply working for someone else, you'll start to see the kind of results that most people can only dream of. Now, let me give you a real example. Early in my career, I worked hard in my job. I did everything I was supposed to do, showed up on time, worked long hours, and followed the rules. But I wasn't growing. I wasn't advancing. I wasn't creating the kind of value that would allow me to rise above the rest. It wasn't until I shifted my focus from just working hard to working on myself that things started to change. I began reading books, attending seminars, learning from the best, and developing skills that set me apart from the average person. The more I invested in myself, the more I started to attract opportunities. The more I improved my skills, the more valuable I became, and the more money I started to earn. Here's the key. Money follows value. If you want to make more money, you have to bring more value to the table. The more skills you have, the more value you can offer, and the more opportunities you'll create for yourself. It's not just about doing your job. It's about becoming so valuable that people are willing to pay you for your unique talents and abilities. Think of it this way. When you're just doing your job, you're replaceable. You're doing what everyone else is doing, and you're getting paid for your time and effort. But when you develop rare and valuable skills, you become irreplaceable. You start to stand out in a crowd. You're no longer just another cog in the machine. You're someone who can solve problems, bring new ideas to the table, and make things happen. And that's when success starts to follow you. To be clear, this isn't about working longer hours. It's about working smarter, investing in your growth, and becoming better at what you do. If you want to earn more, if you want to achieve more, you have to become more. Work on your mindset, on your knowledge, and on your skills. Find ways to stand out, find ways to be different, and find ways to provide value that others can't. The best investment you can ever make is in yourself. And here's the truth. You are your most valuable asset, your skills, your abilities, your mindset. They're what will determine your success. The more you develop them, the more success you will attract. So stop focusing on just working hard. Focus on becoming better. Focus on sharpening your skills, improving your mindset, and adding value to every situation you find yourself in. The more you work on yourself, the more you can achieve. And when you bring that kind of value to the world, the rewards will follow. The work you put into developing yourself is the work that pays off in the long run. And that's what will set you apart from everyone else. So don't just work harder on your job, work harder on yourself and watch your life transform. Your habits, more than anything else, are the silent architects of your future. They shape who you become and they set the course for where you're headed. You may think that success is a result of luck or a sudden burst of opportunity, but the truth is far simpler. It's a result of consistent, small actions performed day in and day out. Success isn't built on one big break. It's built on the foundation of daily disciplines done consistently without fail. Let me tell you something important. The way you spend your days is the way you spend your life. The small decisions you make each day, the books you read, the conversations you have, the work you put in, the habits you form, those are the things that will dictate the trajectory of your life. The future you dream of doesn't appear out of nowhere. It's shaped by the little things you do every day. Think about this. If you want to be wealthy, you can't just wish for it. You can't sit around hoping that one day wealth will fall into your lap. Instead, you need to adopt the habits of the wealthy. You need to start making decisions that align with where you want to go. The wealthy don't get rich by accident. They get rich by doing certain things consistently. Take reading, for example. Wealthy people read books, not just for entertainment, but for growth. They understand that the knowledge they gain today will pay off tomorrow. They read books on finance, personal development, leadership, and investing. This habit of reading over time opens up their minds to new possibilities, helps them make better decisions, and equips them with the tools they need to achieve their goals. Networking is another powerful habit. The wealthy understand that who they know is just as important as what they know. They surround themselves with people who challenge them, people who elevate them, people who have the same mindset of growth and success. They don't isolate themselves. They understand that success thrives in an environment of like-minded individuals. The people you associate with today will shape the person you become tomorrow. Saving and investing are also key habits of the wealthy. They don't live paycheck to paycheck. They understand that wealth is built through discipline and delayed gratification. Every penny saved and wisely invested brings them one step closer to financial freedom. The wealthy aren't obsessed with spending. They focus on accumulating wealth over time, and they know that the small, disciplined choices today create the big results tomorrow. Lastly, disciplined execution is crucial. It's one thing to have a vision, but it's another thing to put that vision into action. The wealthy don't just talk about what they want. They do what it takes to get there. They know that success doesn't happen through wishful thinking. It happens through hard work, consistency, and a relentless commitment to the process. Now, ask yourself, what are your daily habits? Are they leading you toward the life you want? If not, it's time to make a change. The good news is, it's never too late to start. You can start building wealth today, not through a single big decision, but by taking small, consistent actions every day. Remember, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. If you want to change your future, change your habits today. Start reading, start networking, start saving, start investing, and start executing with discipline. Your future self will thank you for the habits you formed today, because the truth is, your habits will predict your future. Most people live their lives seeking comfort. They look for ways to avoid discomfort, to keep everything smooth and easy. But the reality is this: comfort is the enemy of progress. If you only do what's comfortable, you're choosing to stay in the same place. Growth, real growth, requires something far more demanding. It requires you to leave behind the security of the familiar and step into the unknown. Think about it. Every breakthrough you've ever had in your life came when you stepped outside your comfort zone. Every new skill you've acquired, every challenge you've faced, every success you've achieved, none of those came without a little discomfort. Comfort is not the path to progress. Comfort is the path to stagnation. Let's take a look at the story of the caterpillar. The caterpillar spends its life crawling along the ground, living in a world of safety and comfort. But to transform into a butterfly, it has to go through an uncomfortable process, the cocoon. Inside that cocoon, the caterpillar faces pressure, change, and even pain. But it's this discomfort that causes it to evolve to become something greater. The caterpillar has to face its discomfort head on in order to unlock its potential. The same principle applies to your life. You can stay in the comfort of the cocoon you've built for yourself, never challenging yourself to be better, never pushing beyond your limitations. Or you can decide to face discomfort head on, knowing that it's the only way to grow. Success isn't about avoiding discomfort. It's about embracing it and using it as fuel to push forward. Think about your goals. If they're truly big goals, goals that will take you to places you've never been, then you're going to have to step into unfamiliar territory. You're going to have to risk failing, risk being uncomfortable, and risk feeling unsure. But in doing so, you'll grow. You'll stretch yourself in ways you never thought possible, and it will make you stronger, more capable, and more resilient. I remember when I first started speaking, it wasn't easy. It was uncomfortable. Standing in front of an audience, speaking into the unknown, it took courage, it took effort, and yes, it took discomfort. But had I chosen comfort over growth, I would have stayed stuck. I would have missed out on everything that followed. I would have never had the chance to impact others or achieve the success I have now. The same is true for you. If you want something more from your life, you can't wait for things to feel perfect. You can't wait for the conditions to be just right. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable. You have to be willing to take risks, to face fear head on, and to do the things that challenge you. Only then will you begin to unlock the true potential that lies within you. The truth is, the most successful people in the world are the ones who've learned to embrace discomfort. They don't shy away from challenges. They seek them out. They understand that growth happens when you're willing to step outside of what's comfortable. They understand that to grow, you must be willing to experience discomfort, because that's where real progress begins. So ask yourself today, what is the uncomfortable action you've been avoiding? What is the fear you've been running from? Success doesn't come from playing it safe. It comes from pushing yourself beyond what you think is possible, beyond what feels easy, and into the realm of true growth. The next time you face discomfort, remember this: it's not something to be feared. It's something to be embraced. Because discomfort is the sign that you're on the right path, growing, changing, and moving closer to your goals. Never let comfort stand in the way of progress. The only way to achieve the life you want is to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's in those moments of discomfort that your true growth lies. Success is not about doing extraordinary things, but doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. It's the small, consistent actions that build the foundation for wealth and achievement. The idea that success comes from a single monumental leap is a myth. No one gets rich or successful overnight. No one achieves greatness from one giant action. It's the little things done consistently over time that lead to the most significant results. Take a moment to think about this. Every single day, you're either moving closer to your goals or further away from them. Success isn't about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do every single day. The small actions, the things you do on a daily basis, are what compound over time to create the success you're seeking. Let's start with something simple: reading. I often talk about reading at least 10 pages a day. Now, that doesn't seem like much, does it? 10 pages might take you 20 minutes or less. But think about this. If you read 10 pages every day, that's 3,650 pages in a year. That's the equivalent of reading about 12 full-length books in just 1 year. Over the course of several years, you'll have read dozens, if not hundreds of books. This compounds into a vast wealth of knowledge and wisdom that will set you apart. And the best part? It's not difficult. It's a small, consistent effort that leads to tremendous results. The same principle applies to saving money. Maybe you can't put aside a large portion of your income every month, but if you can save just a small percentage, that's progress. Over time, you'll accumulate a significant amount of savings that will give you the freedom to invest, start a business, or pursue opportunities. It may feel insignificant at first, but the magic lies in the consistency. The small amounts you save daily, the small actions you take to manage your money. These will add up. Let's talk about practicing your craft, whatever your work, your passion, your art. How often do you practice? Every successful person you know didn't just wake up one day and decide they were going to be the best. They practiced every day. Whether it was honing their skills, learning new techniques, or perfecting their work, they dedicated time every single day to improving their craft. You can't expect to get better if you're not practicing consistently. A small effort put in every day leads to exponential growth in your skills over time. The reality is, success doesn't require you to do something extraordinary. It requires you to do ordinary things with extraordinary consistency. Whether it's reading, saving, practicing, or working on your business, it's the daily disciplines that create the long-term results. Every small step you take, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment, is moving you closer to your goals. Think of your daily actions as the foundation of a house. You're not going to build the house in one day, but each brick you lay, each step you take brings you closer to completion. Eventually, with consistent effort, you'll have built something solid, something enduring. This is how wealth and success are created, not with big flashy actions, but with small, consistent ones. In my own journey, I've learned that success doesn't come from waiting for the big breakthrough. It comes from doing the little things every single day. It's in the routine, the consistency, the daily efforts. The power of daily action compounds over time, and the results are inevitable.